Hi everybody, Tex-Mex here. Thanks for joining me for another video. Today we're taking a look at my Marlin 39a. This is probably the third or fourth video on this particular Marlin. Not in a bad way. Now this is the newer model. I ended up purchasing this rifle new back in the early 2000s. Sometime, I think it was just a few years before they discontinued them. It's a great rifle. Unfortunately, as the newer models, it has the crossbolt safety and the rebounding hammer. And I'm not a big fan of the rebounding hammer, but because of the way this trigger system is set up, it's a necessity for its safety. Now in a previous video, I ended up showing that I put a Skinner sight back here. I mounted it on what would normally be the spot to mount the railing for a scope. And we sighted it in using the Skinner sight. And at the same time, I had changed out the hammer spring to a lighter one, the Palo Verde or Palo Verde, depending on how you want to pronounce it, spring that had some abilities to adjust it by adding shims to it. I ended up putting it in, putting the recommended weight for a rimfire, but it didn't work. So then I put in as pretty much all the shims to make it as heavy of a spring as possible, and it still was giving me misfires. Now that was a cylindrical spring versus a barrel spring, which is what these come with originally. The factory spring is a barrel spring. So I ended up making yet another adjustment, and I put a Wolf spring in here, and it was a reduced weight spring, but it was a barrel spring. I figured it was going to be a little stronger than the Palo Verde spring and would hopefully alleviate the misfires. But at the last video, if you watched it with me, although the Skinner sight's doing great, it's really giving me some great accuracy, the springs were giving me misfires. And that's where I thought I was at. I ended up doing a little research. I was just going to go ahead and put the factory spring back in and come back out and see if that worked. But I wanted to try one more thing, and that is replace the firing pin. Now, when I bought this, I did buy it new. I bought it at a Bass Pro Shops, and it was the display model, so I'm not sure if anyone dry fired it. I mean, you never know when it's a display model. I took out the firing pin and took a look at the front. It looked a little bit rounded. It wasn't cracked or any way obviously damaged, but I wanted to replace it or just to have a spare one. And it took me literally days of research to find anyone that had spare firing pins, for this model. It's actually easier to find firing pins for the older models than it is for the newer models. But I finally, literally after days of research, found one person that had them in stock. I bought one. You know, now that I'm thinking about it, I probably should have bought two. But I bought one, compared it to my old firing pin, and I actually tried to take some pictures, so I'm going to put those up now. And as you're looking at these pictures, you can see that the original firing pin is a little bit rounded, and the newer one is more squared off. So I'm not sure if that's going to make a difference. I'm hoping it does. I'm hoping that alleviates my issue that I've had with the misfires ever since I started messing with the spring, but possibly not. It may be that I still have to go back to the factory spring, but there's only one way to find out, and it's to come out here shooting. And I haven't tried it at all ever since I changed out the firing pin. I enjoy bringing you all shooting with me, and whether you are experiencing my accomplishments or my misfortunes, and I'm sure my misfortunes are probably more entertaining to watch, I'm gonna go ahead and load this up and see if at least I've alleviated the misfire problem. And once again, just to kind of check and see how the Skinner sight, how well it sighted. When I sighted it in, ever since then I'd been having the misfire problem, so I hadn't really adjusted the sight much more to get it really on target. But well, we'll see. It's a little bit breezy right now, but I don't mind. I'm only shooting at about 40 yards. And honestly, this isn't more about getting this sight perfectly accurate. It's really more just to see if I've alleviated and fixed the problem I'm having with all the misfires. And so right down there, let me swing this around. You can see I have my target set up, and that is at 40 yards. Let me go ahead and get some rounds put in here and keep our fingers crossed that it goes bang every time. I have loaded some CCI mini mag. This is the 40 grain target. It's just a copper plated round nose. It's not the favorite ammunition for this rifle, or I guess I should say it's not this rifle's favorite ammunition, but it works well enough. So let me put my ears on. Got a tiny bit of cloud cover over us right now. Load in the first round, and let's see if switching out the firing pin helped at all. Got a piece of grass right in front of the bullseye. That's okay. Oh, well, that's misfire number one. Okay, it worked on the second shot. Let's see here. Oh, it's kind of hard to see that target. It's a little bit bright. Luckily, when that cloud cover comes, it's much, much nicer. Nope. Okay, well, it's getting it on the second pull, which I think is actually better than it had been doing. Let's put a few more rounds through. Nope. Yeah, it seems like it's taking 2 pulls on the hammer to get it to fire. Every time. That is strange. You know what? I'm gonna switch this bag around. I can't imagine that really would have anything to do with it. Maybe if I... But just to try everything. Yeah, see, that time it went on the first. Maybe it's breaking in. Ugh. Ooh, yeah. You know, it is a new firing pin. So, possibly I'm kind of sanding out the rough edges by putting some rounds through. Well, I guess the good news is it is shooting a little more consistently. Before I'd have to cock the hammer 2 or 3 times before it would actually shoot. Well, sorry about that. I had a little bit of wind that tried to knock my camera down. Let's see there, I had to readjust a little bit. Yeah, it's taking a extra cock of the hammer every time to get it to shoot. Well, almost every time. Was that the first time there? Okay. It's working better now. And here comes that wind again. Woo, it feels nice. Nope. Yeah, see, that one took 2 tries. Okay, that was 10 rounds. So I've got 2 options now. Well, I've got multiple options. One is just to keep putting some rounds through this thing and see if maybe the firing pin, if it had any rough edges that's causing friction inside the bolt, loosen up. And by the way, you see all those butterflies? We got them flying through today. They must have just been a big hatch. So that's one option. The other option is to go ahead and put in the factory trigger spring, which really may be what I need to do. The other option, which I am not a fan of, is to take out the rebounding function of the hammer. The problem with that is this rifle, the way it's made with its trigger system, is not exactly like the original model productions. So just taking, there's basically a one piece in there that if you modify it, will take the rebound off the hammer, and that for many people really seems to cure any problems with misfires. But yeah, the problem with that is you have to rely then on your crossbolt safety, because the half cock isn't a true half cock, and if you do have a round in the chamber, you have to worry about the potential of that round going off if something does hit your hammer, which is why I'm hesitant to do it. It just kind of makes the firearm a little more dangerous from what its standard production is, so I was trying to fix it without having to do that. So that's still an option, but one I'm really trying to avoid. Anyway, what I'm going to do real quick off camera is I'm going to load this thing up and cycle a bunch of ammo through it and see if that helps. If it doesn't, I'll get the camera back on and report my findings. But yeah, I just want to, these are the first rounds that I've put through it since I changed out the firing pin. So let me put some more rounds through it, see if that seems to start alleviating the problem, and if not, we'll just close out the video and decide what we're going to do for part 5. Anyway, give me one sec. Okay, I'm back. I've put in probably 50 rounds of 22. It seems to be getting better. The last 10 rounds I fired, I only had 2 that I had to recock the hammer for. So let's try one more time and see how we do. I'm gonna shoot this time at the top left target. I was just having trouble aiming at the bullseye because of the grass. Unfortunately, the grass is a little high. I should say fortunately. We got some rain not too long ago. Yeah, this part of the hill country in Texas is a little drier than most, so we're always very happy for any rain we get. So let's see here. Did I load in one? Yes. Let's see how we do. Nope. So disappointing. Nope. Wow. See, when I was cycling them through faster shooting, it was doing better. Now that I'm taking slower shots, okay. Oh, you know, I just remembered, I'm not sure I have my target camera on. Let me go ahead and make sure it's on. I'll be right back. Okay, everybody, well, I did not have my camera on, so it's on now. I'm gonna shoot at the top right target. Let's see if we have a little more luck with the last, what is it, 8 rounds? Nope. Let's see here. Nope. Okay, well, unfortunately it seems that this is not gonna work. Yeah, so now I just have to decide whether or not I want to put the factory spring back in, or if I want to try something else. I really thought the firing pin was going to be the issue, but unfortunately, nope, it doesn't seem to be it. Well, either way, it's always fun to come out here and shoot 22s, even if it's not functioning perfectly. Let's see here. Oh, no. Really, it did much better right before I got on camera. Now that I'm taking these shots slower and in the bag, it always wants me to have to cock the hammer twice. So, oh. Ugh. And let's see here. How am I grouping, everyone? I can't see from this distance. Ugh. Yeah, I can't quite see it. That or my eyes are going bad. I could believe either. Let's see here. Nope. Almost every shot I had to cock twice. That's it. Let's go take a look at our target. Well, not an amazing group, but not a bad group for 40 yards, considering I'm a little frustrated trying to get this rifle to work correctly. But all I can say is that means this saga will yet again be brought back again sometime in the future, a few months from now, when you see I guess it will be part 5 at that point, of the Marlin 39 Misfire saga. Well, before we end the video, I've got a quick update here. It's the future. Well, it's not the future. I'm talking to you from the future. It's the future from the part of the video you were just watching. It's the present for me, and all of this is the past for you. So that concludes the educational portion of our video. But anyway, it is a few weeks since I've made that prior video, or shot that prior video. I went ahead and put the original spring back in this firearm, and I've loaded it with 10 rounds of CCI, the Varmint 36 grain. I'm not gonna check for accuracy or anything of that point, or anything of that sort. I just want to see if with the original spring it starts firing every round, or if I'm still having misfires. I'm hoping this solves the issue. I'm hoping that this rifle for some reason just does not like a lighter spring, and any lighter spring or any spring with less tension than the factory spring is not going to have enough force to ignite those rim fires. And if that's the case, it is what it is. I'm stuck with the factory spring and the trigger as it is presently. If not, then that means that potentially I messed up something and my effort to gunsmith, and by gunsmithing I mean just switching out springs, so it's pretty minor gunsmithing. But let's go ahead and see if replacing the factory spring fixes the problem. But here, let me put my ears on before I start firing rounds. So since I'm not checking for accuracy, I'm just going to rest it on my bag as is, and let's discover together whether or not this solves the problem. Oh, okay, first round went off. Good sign. Here we go. So round number 2. Yeah, that seems to have resolved the issue. Oh, did I speak too soon? That's the first one. I'm wondering if it's the CCIs. Okay. So far, only one issue. Up. You know, I didn't put the original firing pin back in. Maybe I should have done that too. No, I mean, it seems to be working well now. Nope, it's not. Well, let me get through the rest of these and see how. Yep. Well, this is quite unfortunate. I always thought that as long as I put the is that it? Let me put a few more rounds in. Okay, I put in 10 more rounds, this time of a different type of CCI, just in case maybe it was that one brand that was having an issue. Not one brand, but what, that one box. Okay. Yeah. I'm not sure what I need to do. I'm not sure what I need to do, but I'm having the same issue. I've got the factory spring back in there. I tried to replace it with a new firing pin, thinking maybe that was the issue, but apparently that's not the issue. Ah, that's disappointing. So, I guess maybe I'm gonna have to take out the rebounding hammer to make this firearm function well. Like I said, it's not something I really want to do because of safety concerns. Not something I would recommend someone else do unless they've really researched it quite a bit to understand exactly what difference is going to be in their mechanism. So, but each one of these, it seems that it's either firing on the first try, or I'm having to cock the hammer and give it a second round. Oh, there we go, a little better. Maybe there's too much oil in my bolt, and that could be catching up or catching on. Yeah, now that it's warming up, it's doing a little bit better. I'm gonna be optimistic. Let's try 10 more rounds. Maybe now that it's warmed up, and it could possibly be that there's oil, or should I say too much oil between the firing pin and the bolt might be gumming it up, and even though you would think that would lubricate it, it could potentially actually be slowing down the firing pin, or not letting it move freely enough to hit the rim with enough force to ignite it on that first try. But let's see here. If that's the case, now that it's warming up a little bit, the viscosity should be changing and it should be moving a little bit easier. If that's the case, what I may end up doing is pulling the bolt out, completely degreasing it, and see if that helps. So let's fire these off, maybe even a little faster. Well, assuming it works. Nope. Yeah. Hooray. Okay, so maybe it's not as big of a problem as I thought it was going to be. It may be that. It may be that I just need to clean that bolt out. Maybe sand the sides of that firing pin down a little bit so there's not as much contact between the sides of it and the bolt, so it moves a little more freely. Maybe that's going to fix it, but obviously it's doing a lot better now. Warming it up seems to have helped alleviate the misfire problem. But yeah, at this point I think this is going to be my last video on this particular issue, since I think this is part 4 or part 5, whatever it is. If you have any ideas for me, please leave them in the comments below. I certainly would appreciate it. And let's go ahead and go back to the past to wrap up the video. As always, thanks for watching, everyone. I'll see you in the next video.